because sometimes when you interact with people, it's like, I wonder if they're going to want something, or, I tell them I'm an editor, they're going to be like, I want you to edit something for me, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Heavy on the free, and or for very, very low, and I'm like, my resume is starting to stack, so I kind of want to. I want.
Said the price is going up.
I would like to. I would like for that to, go up.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Pilar, and welcome to Pal Talks. I'm here with
Sizwe.
And Sizwe, what is it that you do?
I'm an editor. I edit TV, movie trailers, and I also edit social campaigns and music videos, short films. So yeah, I just edit. I just sit at a desk and edit things and make things come to life. That's me.
Oh, that's so sick. And what was it about editing that drew you to it?
Honestly, I don't know. Have you ever had those moments when you're like up late at night and you're just kind of like doing something and you don't really think about it and just time passes? I was editing a video one day when I was younger, and I just realized I stayed up all night doing it and I didn't feel tired. I was like, okay, maybe this is something I'm supposed to be passionate about, or maybe this is something I'm supposed to put more time into. So that's how I got into it, just for the love of it.
And what was that first video that you edited?
It's on YouTube. It's an old video. It's very old. It's a basketball training video. I was like making basketball edits for my teammates so they can learn how to dribble the ball like me, and I added a bunch of effects and music and stuff like that, and it got like 1,000 some views or 10,000 views, I don't know, but it was fun. It was my first video I ever edited, and it was fun. From there I just learned how to actually watch films, study editing and study processes and stuff like that. So yeah.
Wait, so this all happened because you wanted to teach people how to be like you?
Yeah, it sounds cocky, but it's like I just wanted them to like know how to dribble the basketball and like have a little swag when they did it, because they weren't really catching on like that. So I had to teach them a little sauce. That's all.
Wait, and like, can you do like a mini version, like right now? Like, pretend we had like a mini basketball. How are we supposed to? What's the swag? How would we do that?
First of all, you just got to be a little nonchalant, a little like not.
You are a nonchalant dreadhead. That's crazy.
Yeah, like relax your shoulders.
Okay.
And if you're dribbling the ball, just like don't do like Stanley from The Office. Like really, kind of fold it, a couple crossovers. And then that's how I was just teaching them, just to have a little swag with it. Did
you teach yourself how to do this editing thing, or were you learning from other people?
I'm completely self-taught all the way up until like my sophomore year in college is when I had to like actually start to understand the fundamental elements of storytelling. Like editing isn't just about effects or just about like, I don't know what music you use. It's about like putting stuff together to where people can stay engaged. So I taught myself as best as I can, which was really helpful. But then once I got to college in my sophomore year, I found people who were actually better at editing than me. I was like, I'm picking their brain, I'm studying, and I'm just learning more and more about the craft. That was like how I actually taught myself how to edit professionally.
And did you go into college knowing that you wanted to like fully take the deep dive into editing?
I feel like creatives never know what they do when they get into college originally. I feel like it's just like, I'm going to figure it out, I'm going to gain some experiences, and then ultimately hope I can find my voice and my vision. I just found that editing, just kept me super engaged, and I found my style after a while.
And can we talk about what that style is for you? Because I know, like, again, you said you can use all the effects in the music, but like, how can someone like look at something and be like, that's made by Sizwe? I don't know if you have like a cool little like...
yeah, I got new logos and everything dropping soon. New aesthetics. But I'm big on aesthetics. Like I love magazines like Variety. I love Hollywood Reporter. I love Essence, Ebony. Everything that has like a magazine and kind of like a print layout, I feel like put into film, like that clean editorial look. That's what I've started to put my editing focus into. For like short form, clean cut storytelling, you can tell a lot through like simple visuals. It's kind of similar to what you're wearing, like it's black, but then you have that extra sauce added to it and everything. Okay. So that's how I look at editing. Like keep it simple. Like yeah, keep it simple, but then pop out with like some extra stuff and you're good to go.
Do you feel like that's replicated like in your style and also how you carry yourself as well, where it's just like, I don't want to say like there's a base and then there's like
Exactly. I like to keep it clean, keep it simple, and then get to know me a little more, find some interesting elements, and if you dig a little deeper, everything just kind of comes to, fruition. It's a lot of life, a lot of life.
Okay, wait, I want to dig a little deeper. Yeah. Can you tell us about the moment you kind of figured out who you were as a person as well? Like, it takes time to find your editing style and everything. Yeah. For you as a person, how did that come about?
That's a good question. Let me see how I can put this in like the most simple get to know point. When I moved out to LA, when I graduated from college, I got my own apartment. I spent a lot of time just like getting into my professional editing career. So a lot of the time was spent alone, and that alone time really just helps you get to know yourself a lot more internally, like the ins and outs, going everywhere by yourself, getting to know people in a big city. And once you like start to develop those experiences, you kind of just get more comfortable with being like who you are. Once you're able to find out like who you are just by being with yourself, I think it makes things a lot easier when you're put into different positions, and you can always look internally to always rely on that backbone of yourself. Like, oh, okay, I know I'm not gonna crash in this situation because I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in myself, and I feel like that reflects in my art too.
Did you feel like it took you a while to get there? Like once you did make that move, or you kind of were like, okay, I already have a good sense of self, and it's just like fine-tuning that?
Yeah, it's definitely fine-tuning, but I feel like big cities challenge you.
Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, so I'm from the dirty South, the deep South. When you move to a big city, things of that nature, and you're by yourself and things of that nature, you just learn a lot. And also, like when you're in new spaces, especially editing spaces, I'm most likely going to be the only black person every time. Once you're surrounded with things that are uncomfortable, you kind of just have to, find ways to keep going. And I think that's the only thing I've really been doing. It's hard to be the only, but it's also, could be an inspiration for others coming up behind me, and that's what really keeps me pushing forward.
Is your goal, what you try to do like outside of that, is it to bring more people into the space, or are you trying to even like create your own space to then bring them to that?
I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. I really like the aspect of mentorship and like letting people know there's like other aspects of film and photography and media. Because a lot of times we see the acting part, we see the directors like Spike Lee and things of that nature, but we don't see who edited Do the Right Thing or who edited Devil's Wears Prada, things of that nature. So for me, it's just like, if I'm able to put more of a face to what editing is, whether that's just putting myself out there more, or bringing someone else up who has like more of a personal, like extroverted personality, that's what I want to do. It's just like let people know that there's another aspect of film. So that's my favorite part.
It's hard to get into those spaces, and the fact that you did it obviously is very impressive, because come on. But it's really dope that you like don't want to like gatekeep that knowledge, because I feel like some people are just like okay, I need to focus on me, my elevation, and they don't realize that, oh wait, I can elevate and uplift.
Exactly. No, I feel like I didn't know about it either when I first started. It's one of those things like right place, right time. Like I didn't know that there was a whole nother world of editing where you can support yourself, support others, and then also like push yourself creatively. And this is not available from like, at least from where I'm from. It's just not something you know about. So I had to be like one of the first like test subjects for myself and what I want to do. And hopefully I can spread the awareness of people getting into post-production. It's hard, but it's fun. It can be fun sometimes.
Can you tell us about some of the favorite or top projects that you've worked on as of late?
I think, I don't want to say by far, but it's up there. It's Rap Shit, Issa Rae's Rap Shit. That was a fun campaign. So
I'm so good.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Oh my gosh, I was so happy. Cool. And then like they're like, actually the show's. I was like, what do you mean?
HBO, please fix this.
We're talking to you, HBO, right here, right now.
The people need it.
Bring it back. We need it. We want it. I don't know who told y'all to pull the plug on that.
Bring back Rap Shit and Sweet Life while you're at it. Just let Issa cook, and y'all just kind of stay for it.
I feel like she brought a lot of people to their platform.
Bring that back. Yeah, Rap Shit was one of my favorite ones. I was able to edit a lot of their campaigns in terms of like some TV spots, some clips y'all seen. Like, I don't know if it was like a clip of me or Shauna doing something. I would be the one editing that. And also I knew the cast pretty well, from RJ Kyler to Daniel Augustine, so they're my guys. So it was fun to like edit and be like, oh, and they was like, oh, you did that. I was like, yeah. So it was like cool being connected to a show on a personal level and on the production level as well. I edit with Beats by Dre sometimes. Spring Hills also have fun editing with LeBron. I never thought I'd work with like LeBron in them. So I'm one step closer to meeting him officially. Oh, like the power stuff, like Ghost, all of that. I did their season 4 announcements and all of that. So Raising Canaan. So it's been fun. I'm very blessed to like actually work on these projects, because I genuinely didn't think I was ever gonna touch this aspect of Hollywood this early. So I'm just trying to learn and stay above water and continue to see what I can do out here.
When you meet these people and you're like, again, how you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm literally like a step away from meeting LeBron. Like, how do you kind of like balance that, come back to earth, like, or what even have you like realized about maybe not like them specifically, but like some of the other like famous people you've met?
I'm a fan of people's crafts first and foremost. I know there's like a fanned out type thing, but if I see someone I admire or like I've watched, I'll be sure to say, hey, what's up? I like your show. I like this that you do, because artists a lot of times just go underappreciated at times. Every time I see people who like are really locked in with art in any aspect, I don't care if I look fan. I'm gonna say what's up. I'm gonna say I appreciate your work. I like it. I enjoy it because I know the process and the time it takes to do it.
Yeah, I feel like that's the coolest thing about like living or being in LA is like you realize, oh my gosh, they're people, but like they probably only have people come up to them and be like, oh my god, picture, da 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 da. But it's like no, like by saying, hey, I think you're cool. The craft, like. Even like at a black market flea or something, I'll be like, oh my gosh, loved you on that show. You were great.
Move on.
Right. Sometimes you have like a cute little conversation. Maybe you don't. At least they know it's like, hey, I'm still a human, but it's like, oh wait, my work like does actually have impact.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody wants to feel affirmed in what they're doing in any aspect of creativity or I don't know, whatever you're doing. Like everyone wants to have that feeling of, oh, I enjoy what you're doing. You brought like some kind of light to my day. I just try to remind people of that because I like to be reminded of that if I make something nice. So, it's just a nice little gesture, despite they're a celebrity or not.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wait, that's so sick. And even just thinking about like your own work, because you actually get to see, like that's something super rare. Is like you literally get to see your final project in all these different mediums.
It's interesting. Even from when I was starting, like when I was, 18, when I made my first video, to now, like how the mediums have changed. Like I used to edit for YouTube stuff. Now it's focused on TikTok and Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So sometimes I'm scrolling, I see like one of the ads I like had a hand in. I'm like, oh wow, it's like other people probably got the same scroll that I did. So it's cool to see like how much impact you can have. Like even though I might have a small hand or a big hand, like some of these brands or some of these media companies just have a lot of influence, and just to be a hand in that, super cool.
I think that's so interesting that you're saying like how the mediums have changed. Can you talk a bit like how that has been like firsthand to be in that, not even just like as a consumer but like as someone who's literally putting out work for it?
I think it's interesting because everything's becoming shorter, which is good for me because my attention span I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I mean I like editing things that are shorter. I think you tell like a big important story in a very short time frame. And you see it with a lot of creators now who make TikToks. Like everybody has like their favorite creators, and some of them aren't even making like big budget things. Sometimes it's like a 30-second clip of them doing something that's interesting that has all three elements of storytelling. And it's pretty impressive. So the fact that I sometimes get to edit that, it's challenging because like damn, sometimes I want to go above and beyond, but also it's cool because I'm like, okay, I can really simplify and condense things and train myself how to like see things a little bit simpler. I feel like it keeps me with the youth, like even younger than me.
Please,
like,
you are not that old.
The kids are impressive, like the young like creators, like I'm talking about like 15 and like younger, 16 and younger. Like they're actually getting on their phones and making crazy stuff. And it's crazy. I didn't have that thought in my I didn't have that thought in my brain when I was first starting. Everybody in the industry that I work with or know is like still trying to learn how to like best effectively do short form content. So I mean, you're doing a pretty good job at it.
No, thank you. I'm like, yes, I've done the whole, we have a schedule.
Yeah.
Me and my social girl, Jada Lynn, shout out Jada Lynn. Yeah, we got a schedule, and we're like, okay, hopefully this is the formula, because it's a crazy beast to navigate. But what I think especially is important of what you just said is like that aspect of storytelling and still being able to tell the whole story in those 30 seconds. Yeah. But for you, what do you either look for, or how do you navigate storytelling?
How do I navigate storytelling? That's a good question. So it really just depends on what I'm working on what the project is. How you approach it is I listen to a lot of music to kind of get me in the headspace. So I'm listening to a lot of R&B. Victoria Monet, Lucky Day, anybody who kind of puts you, like the internet, anybody who kind of puts you in that vibe. And then you can kind of craft a story from there. Because sometimes in editing, we watch the film or movie that we're editing without sound. And sometimes we watch it with just sound, the bass.
Wait, like, do you still hear the words that they're saying?
No, but it's to like kind of catch let's kind of like to just feel.
Have to feel.
Yeah, and literally everybody from the higher senior editors to someone who's like still new to the industry, just like me, do it. It's like sometimes you watch it just to sound, just to find dialogue points and be like, okay, that's impactful. Or you can watch it with it and be like, okay, that clip, I just need that And from doing that, I've collected a lot of references, and it's been super fun just kind of learning how to like train my ear and eye. It's kind of similar like if you like listening to like music and then you have background noise on the TV, but just intentionally doing it. I like watching Atlanta with like an interest, like, and then just put on mute and just some music and see what happens. Just vibe.
I don't think you understand like how my mind is actually blown, because I thought like Foley people. Foley?
Yeah.
Foley.
It's one of those.
You one of the two.
GIF for GIF.
Right.
Same thing.
I thought they were the only ones who like got to interact with a no sound version. I didn't realize that editing encompassed that too.
Oh yeah, editing, you touching every single part of like the project depending on what it is. If you're getting a feature, you can like you'll literally see the green screen in the background, or you'll literally see the takes and stuff, and you're like, oh, this is what happens after they cut the cameras off. You're like, oh, I thought this was filmed in location. This whole movie is shot on a blue screen. So it's super interesting how much details you can get. It can get overwhelming, but it's I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to sometimes just take the extra step to like get to know what the story is. In terms of navigating stories, it's really up in the air. Really just depends on the project. Ultimately, I just say take the time to like learn the story you're trying to watch, and that's a fly. What keeps me going is kind of like just taking a break from it.
Okay.
Editing was like a hobby. It was something I did because I was passionate about, and now it's a job. It's like what I do. So stepping as far away from anything editing wise as possible when I don't have to is super helpful. And I recommend it for anybody who had a hobby turned career, is to find something else to supplement what that hobby used to be. I do other things now, not just edit.
What are those other things?
We're still finding out. LA is big, so I'm trying different things all the time. I have a lot of time on my hands. Right when I get off my desk in editing, I'm like either I might do some running, I'll go hiking nowadays.
Ooh, okay.
Like I said, I play basketball, so that's a fun one. I play video games. I go to the bookstore. I love the bookstore because the art style on all these covers, I'm really peeping.
Yeah. What bookstores are your favorite here?
Arcane in Culver City.
Okay.
They sell a lot of coffee table books, which are cool, and helps with like looking at things creatively a little bit differently. Everyone knows like about the Spike Lee pink book that everyone has, or like the Virgil Off-White book, but there's so many other type of coffee table books that have so many cool references, layouts, photography. So just doing other parts of filmmaking or seeing other parts of filmmaking is what kind of keeps me like grounded.
What's a favorite thing that you've collected recently?
The coffee table books. I've been locked in on those. I've been so locked in on those.
You're like, oh my god, just itching for that.
I made a magazine once, and I saw how difficult it was to.
You made a magazine?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean you made a magazine? Like.
I made a magazine. It was for my senior year at Morehouse. It was a spotlight on the whole school. Like we take people who were like really doing great things throughout the semester, and then you get nominated, and then we just basically make like a Forbes 30 under 30. But for our school,
so sick.
Yeah, but for our school, and it was a big feat. It was a big feat. It was my first time doing any type of magazine, and it turned out really well.
And would you consider yourself an extrovert or introvert?
Definitely introvert. That's why I'm an editor. I would love to do some more extroverted things, but I'm good on just being behind the scenes right now.
How do you go about like socializing?
This is gonna sound funny, or maybe it's gonna sound crazy, but Will Smith. Will Smith talks super slow. Like, Will Smith carefully chooses each word he says, and he takes like deep breaths in between. And so for me, that helps in terms of like speaking, because when I speak, I run out of breath and I kind of get anxiety from like, oh, okay, I'm trying to get my point across. So I've learned from Will Smith to talk slowly. So when I approach people or any kind of spaces, meetings, pitches, all of that, I've just literally slowed down talking. It's literally helped with how I how I communicate with people out there. Yeah, so I think if you're speaking, if people want to talk to you, you don't have to feel rushed. So I just try to slow down and be present, and then my words will eventually get out.
Now that I'm thinking about this, like, what's a dream project and collaboration for you where you've been like, ooh, I want to work with this director, these actors, this person would be on my editing team, that whole shebang bang. I want this is like we're gonna call it like Sizwe's movie. Sizwe's movie. And then so tell us about like what that looks and feels like, and then what your role would be.
Let's spitball for a second.
Okay. So there's you. What are you doing?
I'm staying out of it. I'm the producer. I'm bringing everybody together. I don't want to edit it. I just want to put the people in position. So that's my role for this.
So you're the Nick Fury. You're bringing the Avengers together.
I'm bringing everybody together. That's me.
Okay.
So this is Sizwe. I'm the producer of it. The first person I call for I gotta write it first.
Are you writing it as well?
I'm gonna write it. I'm
a producer. Okay.
Let's co-write.
Co-write.
Yeah, let's co-write. We're doing a film, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna
collaborative.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna co-write this with. It's gotta be Scorsese. He's just such a legend. He's such a legend. I gotta do that.
Okay.
I think he's pretty. I think he has potential to do like a lot of diverse films too. Mm-hmm. Even like we saw with Kills of the Flowers of the Moon. I didn't know he had that in his arsenal in terms of telling a story like that, because I just thought it was all gangster movies.
Yeah.
But that was cool. So I have to say we're gonna co-write with Scorsese.
Okay.
But the first person I'm calling to direct it is Coogler. I'm a huge fan of Ryan Coogler. Huge fan of Ryan Coogler.
Okay. Fight on, baby.
Yeah. What else? And if I had to choose someone straight off the top to act, I'm choosing Nicole Bahari. I don't care what the lead is or the role is. She's just so underrated in Hollywood. Maybe Daniel Kaluuya. I think they need a film together.
Powerful.
Yeah. It's gonna be black. Even though Martin Scorsese's helping.
We love a token white.
But I think he'll help get the film pushed and greenlit.
Right.
So it's like, oh, Scorsese.
You know, little edge in Hollywood.
Yeah, and then like just some score stuff. I feel like another white person. I Ludwig, who did Black Panther soundtrack.
Yeah.
He does so much cool stuff. Yeah. So if I had to do a project, that's like my dream collaboration. But Ryan Coogler is one of on the top for sure. Ryan Coogler is definitely on the top.
Have you come across him in Hollywood yet?
No. I want to though. Yeah, I think just his story and everything like that. Being from Oakland, just how he like carries himself, his mannerisms, even how he talks, I feel is super relatable. As someone from the South with a particular dialect and who has trouble sometimes keeping AAV out of the conversation, I love exactly. I appreciate how Ryan Coogler like just be in these rooms, just like spitting and just talking like himself. So I think it's cool. But what about you? Do you have a dream like writer or something or interview?
Oh my gosh, let's see. You know what? It would be probably a dream interview, but I'm gonna also participate in this. Let me do my dream film. Okay, so me, myself, and I'm obviously gonna direct it. I actually have a really good directorial eye. Like I noticed it, like with my show, I'd be like, no, we want that camera to that camera, like this is the look and the feel.
This is news to me, so I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a girl with a tripod and a tiny mic and a dream. We don't have too much to work with, but so I would probably direct and act. Honestly, I'm so talented. It might be like a cute like pop-up role. But let's see, someone I would really want to. Who would I want to share the screen with? I think Yara Shahidi. I think I would love to work with Yara Shahidi. That's someone I'm like. I also feel like we would just be friends and it'd be great.
You're locked in.
Oh my gosh, Yara, if you watch this, just know I think we'd be great friends. I think also it'd be really cool to work with Zendaya because she's been like showing like just her versatility as an actress. So it'd be like a really cool girls trip kind of vibe.
Super fire.
Right? Would it be great?
Girls trip too.
And it's gonna be written by Issa Rae because I think she would really be able to get the message across, have some nuance, because also the fact that they like are both biracial I think would be, there's like an interesting dynamic there that could be like touched upon and brought out. And then let's see, who do I want to produce it? Who's someone who's like produced by Beyonce and Jay-Z?
Oh yeah, and they'll find the cinematographers and everything like that.
Right, they get it.
Whoever your Renaissance movie is,
right. And we'll have Chloe and Halle on the soundtrack because I'm having them do it together. Together, not Chloe, not Halle, Chloe and Halle.
Chloe with the X.
With
Halle.
the X. I want that.
Halle, bring the Instagram back, all of that.
And you know what? DDG, you can have a track too, just to really make sure.
In it, I have to be in it too, so I'm gonna be extra. I'm gonna be on the side. Like.
Oh yeah, we got. Best believe I have friends who will be extras on extras. It will be a great film. I think it'll be an amazing film.
Yeah, you know what? I'll produce it.
Oh!
I'll take my film and my people, and we're just gonna make this a whole big movie. We're just gonna throw this together.
This is a new universe we're creating. Forget the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's the pussies. I was like,
Solar Universe.
Like,
the Solar Universe.
Solar Universe.
And it's so big. Good. It's solar, like solar. You know.
So after this, we're having a business meeting. I hope you realize. Pal Talks is gonna be on the Solar LLC. It's happening. Exactly.
I just feel like putting the time in on like these early stages, these groundwork stuff, it kind of like shapes what you do in the future a little bit more. So I'm learning what I don't like and what I do like, putting out stuff that isn't my best and putting out stuff that is my best, just trying things. I feel like that's really important when trying to, I don't know, just try to learn this art form we call like film and media. I don't know, just trying different things, see what works.
And it's going to work in the most beautiful, spectacular way possible. And, something that I feel like you come across with a lot are like log lines and stuff. So to close us out with this interview, what would Sizwe's log line be for the future and taking over Hollywood?
Sizwe's a shiner.
Ooh, okay.
Sizwe's a shiner. I don't know. There's something about the word shine that my mom used to sing the song all the time, like this little light of mine. Everybody knows that song. But
Can you sing a little bit for us, just in case people don't know?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. That song.
Okay.
Or if you can do the Disney version with like Coco Jones. I don't know. That's a good one. But yeah, just like shining. Just incorporating that to my like new like aesthetic and things of that nature. I feel like, I don't know, it's just representative. Like if you're good within, if you're like good with yourself, like the energy you exude is gonna like shine and radiate. That's kind of what I want to do in the like going forward with my art, just like shine. So my log line is Sizwe shining, or you are shining. It don't matter.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
I've been on. This is an honor. Like Pal Talks. Like Pilar's gonna hit it big, so I'm just glad to be on the ground floor and be an interview. Like,
and don't worry, I know who I want as my producer. I'll be like, hey, for my show, I don't, what Beyonce will work with you later down the line. I know who I want. I know who I need.
Exactly. And likewise, the energy's reciprocated. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. I appreciate you because a lot of editors don't really get a lot of chance to talk about the craft. So I'm glad you're spotlighting it.
Hey, it's sick. And again, check out the work.
Oh yeah. I guess if you find my work, you can just follow me on my Instagram. It's Sizwe.way, and I just post a lot of my work there. So if you want to see some edits, you can find it there, and other places will be available soon.
Yay!
So,
Pal Talks. Peace out.